is Hans the Great, recording a video for bestpokercoaching.com. This video is for the homework of the crushing Donks part 1, and let's see what it's gonna be the purpose. We're gonna record. I'm gonna record 20 minutes of my play, mostly focusing on donks on my table. So the weaker players, basically recreational, and uh, especially I'm gonna focus on isolating them as well, following also what other players at my table do and how they act with them. So let's get straight into the action. I opened already a couple of tables, so we're gonna go. This exactly is one of the donks on my table. For now, he for now he seems kind of fit or fold. Mostly, even the stats for now doesn't indicate him that much. Fit or falls in the sense he always calls the flop once, but gives up on the turn unimproved, and pretty much. Also, what I noticed, he raised on a extremely dry board, my weak c bet. So we're gonna have to find out if that's really like sort of a value range or not. We have another fish here. It's basically not the right time for playing, maybe, since it's 12 o'clock. Um, so half past 12, so noon pretty much. So I guess here I don't think a c-bet does make sense against such a player. He's gonna call, he's gonna float us way too wide to actually consider even c-betting it. Here against this player, the player barely folds at all, but he also doesn't take a lot of stabs. But I fairly think I should bet here almost always. I mean, almost always. I have a pair, and I'm drawing to the to the flush straight draw. So yeah. Um, Problem what I personally see is I won't get that much value. I get raised on the turn by this player, um, and his raise raise c-bet on the turn in positions kind of a huge. So, but I fairly think I have a way too poor of a hand to actually just 3-bet, but I don't see what he's actually raising there. But we have, let's take a look at river aggression. I think I'm just gonna lay it down. I mean, monotone boards are one of the boards where I do not like to play that aggressively against people, simply because I don't see that much. Ah, well, our fish is busto, so that's a bit bad, I guess. Here we're playing against the fish. There's a whole bunch of hands he can call there, so we can definitely bet there. Big for value, and he folds. Well, yeah, definitely worth considering it. The guy makes also kind of huge 3 bets, but anyway, we are focusing. We should focus here. The fish call open raises big. I think I would have called Jack 10 off suited, but off it's gonna be without any reads on him or any specific tendencies. I'm just gonna fold. Here, if it checks, he's check folding normally, so let's try to abuse this by betting and protecting our hand. Here I'm gonna make it as cheap as possible to get into a spot with the fish. The fish folds again. Once this player check calls, this is the flop. I'm mostly rather giving up. don't expect him to. Most likely some sort of jack X hand. Because overall this guy bets 83%, which is ace jack. As I said, it's most likely gonna be something like it. Um, I think 3 betting here should be fine. Well, we could actually argue about um, a call, so we can get a chance for the fish, for the weaker player to come along and join us. The pot. We still have a suited ace in a multi-way pot, which is still sort of a playable hand, so shouldn't be like a big worry for me. Overall, I don't see that many. Maybe this fire 176 gonna be a fish. I don't think that normally players buy in for the game with the broken stack, so as well this Superior for now. Uh, Against Incubus, I'm just gonna 3-bet and defend my blind. I'm just gonna make it and hopefully get a call. No, we don't. If it would have shoved, I would have definitely called. I mean, there's no way I can get away there with some. The guy has way too of a small stack to consider folding there. So basically, yeah, it would have been all in call. Looks like the fishes won't get in action. I don't actually like the terminology fishes. So I 9-3 suited. Well, you can be like super happy. Here, King Jack I would normally fold, especially against the UDG raise, but since the guy is a fish, he might open some Jack 10, Jack 9, Queen Jack off, or some sort of hand like that. So basically, I call and hopefully to sack him off. Here, well, I don't think on this board I'm gonna have that much fold equity when betting. Our hand is like super weak. We don't have anything. So basically I'm just gonna check and try maybe with a delayed C bet if he. Oh, here we can try against him. We can try min raise to try to steal if it does give up, but we actually hit the nuts. I'm expecting to bet him. Position is like 60%, so hopefully he's gonna give it a shot. And so we can go for a check raise there. So we can jam most rivers, most turn cards. Is anyone gonna call? I mean, these players are almost always calling, so 5-10 even, and we take it down. I mean, I think his play is fairly wrong. I think calling with such a weak hand is a bit of nonsense. So I think he should be either 3-betting it if he wants, or the easiest way in that particular spot is folding. Looks like we have some sort of sample on Fire 176, and when I said he was a fish, I was looks like kind of right. Now I think we have another one as well, which is also fine. Looks like the fish a bit come along. Um, so we're gonna isolate here big. Whenever someone posts the blind automatically, most of the time it's gonna be a fish. I mean, the fish. I mean, a weaker sort of player, not a regular type of opponent that we're gonna meet on a daily basis. For example, here ace nines off is gonna be pretty much value rate. And also what I noticed is now is the guy does out of hold like a huge amount of times when the big blind hit something like this. Oh, take my blind, I don't give a fuck. Some sort of this guy isn't a fish, but he is he's a sort of player that a weaker sort of player is more stationary sort of player, and I think we can for this exercise we are gonna treat him most likely the same way as I do with all others, just to let people know. And Queen Jack off, I think it's either a 3-bet or a fold. I mean, I would prefer just folding it right away. It has a way too poor playability post flop, especially out of position where we actually. If we do want to get in 3-bet pots out of position, I would certainly love to get into pots where I have at least a hand that has decent playability post flop. Jacks 5x suited. Well, yeah, personally think should be my standard open on the cutoff, especially. Well, yeah, we could argue about a bit the small blind 9.5. Well, looks like he actually likes more than 3-bet in the big blind, but anyway. Um, King 4 off. Let's see, can we actually 3-bet something like it? Well, yeah, we're gonna 3-bet defend it, but most likely fold to any further raise or any call on the flop. So chance of fairly think a decent amount of time is gonna just relate it to. Okay, we're gonna sit again, you're a fish. Here again, as I noticed, the player auto folds, so this time he flats. Um, and the problem is gonna be here, he's gonna call me white, which means I should start barreling here. I don't really gonna get in spots to make him try to fold some sort of ace high or anything similar. When this automatically raises 4 bets that big, I'm just gonna lay it down and be happy. As I said, I'm just gonna lay it down. I wouldn't say we are ahead, and he is gonna have a bunch of crap there. But the problem is, if I'm not sure, what can I make him fold there? I'm sure he's gonna flat air once, any air. Since I noticed this from the earlier hands, he's flatting like a decent amount of time any sort of air. Well, on this 5-8 jack board, it's one of the spots where you don't like to find yourself in. Here, for example, I have gut shot. Not really super happy. I mean, this basically is like crap. We got the fish, but we miss, and well, yeah, it doesn't really make a point to call their 90 bucks with. Even if it's pushing with draws, it's gonna have a decent amount of equity against us. Or I should better say against me. So let's get back to our two fishes. Looks like we have 3. As I said, we're going to see the piece poly another fish. So yeah. The local race is 2.5 here. I guess it's gonna be a pretty easy fold. Not much second thoughts. If the action go comes to us, we're gonna, instead of normal 3 betting, um, 2 to 2.5x open rating from the button. I'm gonna open like 5x. Uh, this side pretty much knows the E is always a bet on this board. I have like a sort of weekend, but I also don't wanna like see a check raise here. So, and I don't know much about the opponent, so I guess I'm gonna bet it strong and see if he's going. If he goes for a check raise, he's almost always having me crushed here on this board. But I can't actually agree that basically always C betting an OSD is correct. Uh, does we hit the nuts against this type of opponent? I think batting does a huge amount on such a dry board. This should be fine. I think he should fairly able to call with any sort of a6 hand. So here we are up against the fish again, and he's going like way super wide normally on this kind of board. I have the third pair on a pretty much dry board. On a pretty much dry board, and he goes for a raise, and 10-9. I'm gonna suit and gonna open, and when he goes here for a raise, I prefer actually a fold. I mean, I don't have any info about his raise c-bet. I only have 14%, I guess one case, but I don't simply don't see myself be often enough ahead to make this a profitable call. And this player dunks here. I'm just gonna flat. Might let him bluff if he has any. Most of the time it's gonna be crap all over. I think he's. No, I didn't have any stats. He dunks again. Seems fine to me. The flop comes like white, and now it's the question: what exactly? Can I value bet the river? Well, yeah. My kicker is not that bad, good, but I fairly think at least a half pot size c bet over should be fine against the flip fishy player. Simply because I don't expect him to fold, let's say, a 5, or you might get called a decent amount of time, but here I'm going to check behind, especially since I don't expect this player to call a fold to see it out of position. I don't expect this player to bluff here way too often, especially given his high fold to c-bet. And I'm not really concerned. I think if he has an 8, he's gonna check behind. As I said, I don't think he's bluffing there. And he has ace 10. He doesn't even value bet ace 10. So yeah, a clear King Queen suited. I think it's frozen. They're open. Um, Looks like the fish rebuys. Likes to revise 38. Maybe some sort of lucky number. I do like C here. We're gonna do a bit bigger. 4.5 against the fish. We're gonna do it like 5 minutes more, but that's it. And here we're gonna try to get him simply because there is a huge amount of draws out there, so we're gonna try to pick him the max. I mean, if he goes for check raise, basically whatever he does, I'm just gonna call it off. Unless, of course, the board runs pretty bad out. But I actually hope to get some sort of action there. Move. Looks like we do not get that much. Looks like the fish on the upper table lost. We're gonna flat as well. We have one. It's 5 to 1 on a call. We don't have like super good hand, but we have a fish position on him, so I think should be together with the odds should be like a pretty fine. That was kind of interesting. Well, pretty classic spots. I think against 14th February, I prefer a call here. Um, he folds a lot of check raises, so check raise shouldn't be an option. Calling here is fine. The only problem what I see now, I don't want him to check back the turn, which out of position, in position is gonna do most of the time. That's why we're donking here to actually not allow him to check behind here. Exactly. Well, yeah. What do we scar? Well, looks like this guy. If he bets, if he raises the river, he's not like gonna resolve the nut. Have the nuts. He ran into a cooler where he had. Here, I'm. Well, I think still isolating this player should be like fine. The only problem what I do see here is actually this player exactly who calls with a small stack as well. Also, there is another problem. This guy doesn't fold to C bets. Out of position, you're on pretty much on a, he's on the loser side. So yeah, we're gonna have mostly problems. And once this guy dunks and this guy calls, I mean, both fishes in the hand. I simply just don't have them out here. Looks like here the action is going a little crazy. The fish is gaining money, so that's always nice to see. Here I'm actually gonna take a bit of a non-standard line here. I'm not gonna 3-bet the G flat. I'm just gonna call. I mean, once now that a guy flats, I would be 4-way, so I'm just gonna 3-bet now. I mean, if the guy wouldn't have flat, I would simply call here and allow this player to come along as well. Why? Simply because I don't mind playing my jacks as a pair. To be honest, I don't like this board. Basically, never the board is like On the turn, let's see what he does with this missed seabed. He's gonna bat it, and I timed out, which is like super bad. And yeah, now it's even worse. And I'm most likely beat by pocket nines, and he does take it down with pocket fives. But yeah, we could argue about betting the turn. I mean, if I'm betting the turn, I'm check folding the river because I think I'm betting the turn. Not always happy. Once he flats here, he doesn't fold low to c bets, but I think here I have a gut shot, so I think I might even justify my c bet at this point. Here I'm playing against looks like a fish. I'm gonna bet my second with flush draw. Called. Uh, so basically, yeah, this time I'm gonna bet it bigger. I don't think he's ever gonna fold any sort of ace. Here I'm still betting. Even I don't seem kinda happy about it, but I still have a gut shot, and he might fold as well. No fish in the hand. Here with 9 queen suited, I'm just gonna open. We're getting super good odds against. I have a position on one fish, so that's that's fairly good. So yeah, on this board, leading out doesn't seem to me like a good option.